and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of San Luis's scenic beauty. And whereas throughout the month of May, the residents of San Luis and its visitors will experience the joys of bicycling through educational programs, races, commuting events, charity events, or by simply getting out and going for a ride. And whereas San Luis's road and trail system attracts bicyclists each year, providing economic health, transportation, tourism, and scenic benefits. And whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, growing the economy of San Luis, attracting tourism dollars, improving traffic safety, supporting student learning outcomes, and reducing pollution, congestion, and wear and tear on our streets and roads. And whereas Yuma Region Bicycle Coalition, Yuma Visitors Bureau, DBA Visit Yuma, Yuma Metropolitan Planning Organization, the League of American Bicyclists, schools, parks, and recreation departments, police departments, public health districts, hospitals, companies, and civic groups believe in the benefit of bicycling. And whereas these groups are also promoting bicycle tourism year-round to attract more visitors to enjoy our local restaurants, hotels, retail establishments, cultural and scenic attractions. And whereas these groups are also promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. Therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Gerardo Sanchez of the City of San Luis does hereby proclaim May 2020 as Bike Month in San Luis, and he urges all residents to join him in this special observance. Passed and adopted this 13th day of May 2020.
Thank you, Sonia. The Bike Month of May 2020 is something that we've been working on. It's something that needs to happen. Riding your bicycle is healthy, and the thing is, at this time and with crisis, there's a lot of people who have stayed at home, and it's very important to get that excellent or that necessary exercise, and biking is one of them. So the City of San Luis will continue promoting biking, and it's an excellent form of exercise, and I really appreciate those who are behind the proclamation. We will continue supporting it. Thank you. Can I get my next proclamation, por favor?
Mayor, may I say something before we go to the next proclamation?
Yes, Vice Mayor, please.
I just want to congratulate the Yuma Region Bike Coalition because they donated scholarship funds totaling $4,457.20 from the event that they just had. So I'm just very proud for the coalition to raise that money.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. No, that's an excellent gesture. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go with the next proclamation, Building Safety Month. Sonia, por favor.
Building Safety Month, May 2020. Whereas the City of San Luis is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas our confidence in the structural integrity of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and other in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas safer buildings, safer communities, safer world, the theme for Building Safety Month 2020 encourages all Americans to raise awareness about the importance of safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, and new technologies in the construction industry. Building Safety Month 2020 encourages appropriate steps everyone can take to ensure the safety of our built environment and recognizes that the implementation of safety codes by local and state agencies has saved lives and protected homes and businesses. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, Americans are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, Arizona, does hereby proclaim the month of May 2020 as Building Safety Month. Accordingly, he encourages our citizens to join with their communities in participation in Building Safety Month activities. Passed and adopted this 13th day of May 2020.
Thank you, Sonia. I just want to say thank you to our building inspectors, to our engineers, to our people who look at the different plans, and everyone who's involved in the building, all the standards. And over the years, the City of San Luis we've actually updated our codes, and we've made construction, building much safer for the City of San Luis. So in behalf of the city, we owe so much to your hard work, and we thank you. We thank you for your dedication to our city, dedication to the safety of our buildings. And all I can say is that we're very proud, and thank you, City of San Luis. On behalf of council, on behalf of myself, I would like to personally thank you for all the hard work you've done over the years and for making a difference. So thank you so much. We are now going to go with the consent agenda. All matters are considered routine by City Council will be enacted by one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Minutes of regular meeting held March 25th, 2020. A work session held April 1st, 2020. Special council meeting held April 1st, 2020. Regular council meeting held April 8th, 2020. Special council meeting held 15th, 2020. Disbursements from April 11th, 2020 through April 30, 2020. Total disbursement is $1,101,244.80. Before I go ahead and do with the consent agenda, I'm going to go ahead and remove item number 5C for discussion immediately following. Because I believe there is a typo or regarding that the total amount needs to be corrected. So I will be removing 5C and we will open for discussion. That's going to be our first item of discussion. So I will now entertain a motion for consent agenda.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda except for the 5C.
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. We're going to go ahead. First item number 5C, discussing possible action in all matters regarding Rancho Los Oros roadway improvement CBG contract 113-20, change order number 1. Okay, for legal clarification.
Yes, there was a mistake in the amount and the motion, and both Jenny and Mary are here if you want to hear the full explanation. But this was the item where the underground work had to be slowed down because people were home and due to the stay-at-home orders, and so the crews needed to work slower so that to keep the water on where they could, and then porta potties with wash basins were provided as well so that people could observe the hygiene needed for washing their hands. So the actual amount of the increase was $32,266.46. And we're having the podium in conference room 151. So Jenny is here if you'd like to hear from her.
Okay. Yeah, before we go ahead and do that, I believe, is Ralph on the line?
Yes, I am here.
I believe you had a question regarding this item. Was this the item you had a question on?
Yes, on the summary sheet where it talks about the change orders, item number 1 has 18,220. The second item has 38,000. That's about 56,000.
Ralph, this is Jenny. I can address that. The reason is that part of that amount is coming out of the contingency from the construction contract amount. So the only thing that we would need additional funding was the 32,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph, for that question. Jenny, could you tell us a bit more? ¿Qué es lo que está pasando? What's going on with this one?
On this item, I think Kate pretty much explained it. It was a change order to do some additional work that was unexpected. That's the 18,220, and the additional 38,969 was the amount that the contractor requested in order to get more staff and kind of do the work a little bit slower. And this was due to the COVID-19. So overall, the project, Ralph is correct, is over 50,000. But because in the construction contract, we have a contingency amount, what we did is we decreased that, and then pretty much the net increase came out to the 32,000.
Okay. Thank you. Well, if there's no more questions, I believe we have now a corrected number given by Kay, and she also gave a motion. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for questions. Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. No, thank you.
Okay, Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, they pretty much explained it. Thank you.
Thank you. Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
Yes, I do. I just want to ask, do we have any problem with the resident, with this project?
Problems with the residents?
No, we had one minor complaint. It wasn't relating some of the work. It was just that some of the dirt area was being placed in their driveway of one of the residents. That item, that dirt was removed pretty quick, but we had not had any additional complaints from the portable potties that they're using. The project is moving smoothly, again, with no additional complaints except for that one, and we have already addressed it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Any questions or concerns, Mario, Templar user?
No, I'm good, Mayor. Thank you. No questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias, any questions or concerns?
None, sir.
Thank you. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, sir, no questions.
Thank you. I will now, Kay, I will now entertain a motion. Could you read that motion again, please, Kay?
Yes, I move to approve the change order as presented in the amount of $32,266.46.
Mayor, I move to
do-
approve the order as presented in the amount of $32,266.46.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Ralph, and thank you, Jenny. We're going to go ahead and go with item number 6A, discussion and possible action in all matters regarding the ratification of a cost increase for the Cesar Chavez Bridge Repair Project. Mr. Elogio Vera, is he here, or who's going to be talking on his behalf?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. This is Jim Victor from the Public Works Department representing Mr. Feta this evening.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking to you regarding a request to the council to approve via ratification a $40,800 cost increase to the recently completed Cesar Chavez Bridge repair project. As you may recall from prior updates by Mr. Vera to the council, during the course of executing the project, there were some challenges that entailed additional work and additional costs to properly execute this project. First and foremost was addition of additional longer sleeving for the water line. So the next time in hopefully the distant future, should we encounter another failure of the water line, we'll be able to pull out the water line through the new sleeve without having to rip out the bridge to access the water line. Additional elements of the cost were involving cutting into the slab on the roadway to the bridge approach to create openings to inject the concrete slurry that was needed to fill the void under the pavement that was created by the rushing water from the leak, and to properly stabilize the road surface. Again, overall, this project was executed as an emergency action. We proceeded with these critical changes that I just summarized also via emergency action, and I'm coming to you this evening to request your ratification of this cost increase for the needed work.
Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate it, and it's something that needed to happen. And we finally have a grand total of $117,300. It's something that this was not in our budgeted items, but it's something that needed to be done. And thank you for being proactive, and thank you for staff for actually thinking in the future. If in case we do have another failure, we will have something to actually be able to perform. We're not going to be able to have to cut the concrete like we did this time. So thank you, staff, and thank you for making a big difference. And people may think 170,000 is a lot of money, but it's actually better than a whole bridge. So it's something that thank you, staff, for doing the right thing at the right time. So I will now entertain. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for any questions or concerns. Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Matia Rosales, questions or concerns?
None.
Thank you. Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion. I move to approve and ratify the Cesar Chavez Bridge repair contract modifications for $40,800 and the total contract cost of $1,700 and $17,300, and also waive formal purchase procedures to the urgent need to repair the bridge.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Ponce. Thank you. I will now, there's a motion, there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you so much, staff. Thank you, council. We're going to go ahead and go to item number 6B, discussion and possible action in all matters regarding proposed change order number 1 for the Los Portales del Álamo roadway paving project to add Adobe Street and Aquila Street between Merrill Avenue and Hidalgo Avenue and Ajo Avenue. Mr. Elogio Vera or Jim, are you also going to introduce this subject?
Yes, sir. This is Jim, and I will address this item as well. And thank you for affording me the opportunity to speak about this. As you may recall, very recently, Mr. Vera came before you at a special session of the council on April 29th to request approval for the contract award of the Los Portales del Álamo roadway paving project, which he appreciatively obtained from you. He also shared with you at the time that he sought your approval that the award amount of a little over $473,000 was substantially less than the original estimate that we had shared with you of $542,000. In fact, the unit cost, that is the cost per square yard of paving work that the contractor was going to perform, not only much cheaper than our cost estimate, but much cheaper than in recent recall. We're not optimistic we can get prices that good in the near future. The discussion continued involving the potential of adding additional streets requiring additional City of San Luis funding, which the council was inclined to hear more about in our interaction with the construction contractor and Jim Davy and Associates, our consultant. We came up with what we believe to be a very solid plan of paving the 3 additional streets that you mentioned in your introductory discussion of this item: Adobe Street, a portion of Aquila, and also Ajo Avenue. The cost, the net increase in cost to the city would be $198,000. You may have available to you a cost proposal from the contractor in the amount of $212,229 for this change. However, much like the previous discussion by Jenny Torres on the subject of the Los Portales project, we will not need that full amount because of the availability of contingency funds on the project. So the amount would be $198,000. If we receive approval to apply available city funds to this requirement to the tune of $198,000, we will be substantially complete with all of our repaving work in this area, only leaving for some time to be determined in the next year or only Desierto, a small portion of San Felipe, and Rio Sonora. So this would put us miles ahead in terms of where we had hoped to be in terms of successfully completing roadway paving within the city of San Luis. Subject to any questions or comments that you or the council members may have, that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Jim. It's really, this is really good news. And I think as we continue fixing our roads, something that needed to happen for years, and it's been happening over the past couple of years. We've been able to repave, we've been able to resurface, we've been able to fix those roads that need to be replaced. Little by little, we are replacing those roads that need to be fixed, and this is just another step forward. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for your staff. Thank you for highway users and Public Works for all the work they do. And so, no, this is a big positive, and I really appreciate the hard work the city does, and what the engineers done, Mr. Vera, Jim, your staff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for what you do. I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for any questions or concerns from council. Councilor Ponce, questions or concerns, please?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
Just a comment, Mayor. I would like to congratulate them as they are ahead of the game. So this is a big win for us. So thank you so much for all their hard work.
Thank you. Councilmember Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Thank you. Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Matias Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No questions, just reiterate the words you guys just said. I'm glad this stuff is getting done. Very well needed. Streets that need to be repaired down there. And I believe we got 2 or 3 streets left to finish up within the next year, hopefully, fiscal year. So that's great news. I mean, I know we've been working on it for the past 5 years with the plan that we implemented. So thank you, staff. Thank you, council. And let's hopefully get those last 2, 3 streets done. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Councilmember Matias Rosales. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, just also along the lines as the others, thank everyone. Much needed project that was long overdue.
Thank you. Well said. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve modification number 1 to the contract to DP Construction for Los Portales de Alamo roadway paving project in the amount of $198,000.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you so much, staff. Thank you, council. We're going to go ahead and go with item number 6C, discussion of possible action and all matters regarding order number 20 20-11A, an order of the Mayor City Council of the City of San Luis, Arizona, correcting a Scrivener error in the legal description of the property subject to the city order number 2020-11. Thank you. That's a new word for me. Thank you.
Yeah, it kind of comes from the court system where they used to call the court reporters the Scribners. So we use the same language for council. This is the original order 2020-11 was authorizing the staff to proceed with condemnation of County 23rd and a half if it's necessary. And the legal description had the southeast quadrant twice. And so this is just taking out one of those southeast quadrant references from the legal description. There was also a map describing the area, so it wasn't that council was confused as to what they were approving, but we just want the record to be very clear because this may go to court.
Thank you, Kay. It's very important we have this very specific and I think is as properly worded as possible. So, no, thank you. This is just for clarification. This is to make sure that the motion or the ordinance or the order is properly written and the description is valid one. So thank you, Kay. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to any questions or concerns. Councilmember Ponce, questions or concerns?
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Buchanan, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, any questions or concerns?
None, sir.
Thank you. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve order number 2020-11A as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and go item number 6D, public hearing followed by discussion and possible action on all matters regarding resolution 2128, a resolution of the Mayor City Council of the City of San Luis, Arizona, authorizing the submission of application for fiscal year 2020 state community development block grant state special project funds CDBG-SSP certifying that said application meet the criteria previously identified housing and community development needs and the requirement of the state CDBG program, and authorizing all action necessary to implement and complete the activities outlined in the said application. Jenny Torres, Economic Development Manager, and Mary French Jones, Grant Writer. I will now entertain a motion to open public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. We are now, it is open to the public hearing. Jenny, I guess who's going to talk about this topic?
Mayor, Mary will go ahead and make the presentation.
Please, thank you, Mary. Proceed, Mary.
Thank you. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, and staff that may be listening in, and the public. The Arizona Department of Housing released their Notice of Funding Availability, NOFA, for the Community Development Block Grant Funds State Special Projects account. The State Special Project, SSP, is a competitive round. The NOFA for the SSP was released on January 27, 2020, and the application deadline is June 17, 2020. The focus of the Community Development Block Grant CDBG funds is to meet the requirements of low and moderate income benefits for activities considered as benefiting low and moderate income persons. As part of the state's process, staff advertised and conducted a community meeting on Tuesday, February 25th, 2020. Staff received one proposed project during the community meeting. The second meeting is conducted through the public hearing process during a regularly scheduled, city council meeting. Initially, the CDBG public hearing was scheduled for April 22nd, 2020. But due to the extenuating circumstances, was revised to meet the current public attendance process and advertised for another month, slating it for tonight's meeting. So in essence, it's been advertised for 2 months. Staff recommends submitting the Rancho Los Oros roadway improvements project phase 2 for submission to the Arizona Department of Housing CDBG SSP project funds. Rancho Los Oros roadway improvements project phase 2 represents the mid-phase within the Rancho Los Oros subdivision. The project is considered shovel-ready, in other words, environmentally complete, engineered, and bid-ready, and we will advance upon ADOH notification and award. The current anchor project, the one that's currently under construction right now, is due for completion about mid-June. Staff would like to thank the City Council and administration for their support and give a special shout out to the residents within the current work zone for their patience and support during the construction improvements. I'll entertain any questions, Jenny, or I will entertain any questions you may have.
Mayor, this is Jenny again. I did wanted to add to this project that we started with phase 1 of Rancho Los Oros. This would be the second application to the state for phase 2, and eventually we will need to do a phase 3 based on the amount of work that is needed in that area. We have already put in about $700,000. This application would be another $700,000, and the third phase would probably another $500,000. So this is a huge area, huge project, and a lot of work that needs to be done. So that is our plan to continue with the second phase and eventually do a phase 3.
Thank you, Jenny. No, I think this is something that the application needs to be submitted. I think it's a project that, like you said, it's like Mary, you said, it was a shovel-ready project, and thank you so much for getting this shovel-ready, for Elogio, for everyone who was involved in the planning process, and it's something that for over the years we've been very blessed to get that type of funding. So let's continue doing the work that we're doing, and thank you so much, and I have no problems to proceed. I will now open the floor. First and foremost, is anyone from the public who's willing to talk about this or discuss this or against it? Sonia?
Mayor, for the record, I would like to state that the city clerk's office has not received any public comment on this item.
And for the record, my department has not received any public comments either.
Thank you. For the record, I thank you so much. It's something that needs to happen, and thank you for the residents who live in that area, and hopefully we can get the funding so we can get this project started as soon as possible. The city is ready to start the project, and I thank staff and I thank the residents for understanding, and it's an ongoing thing. We have not stopped working. We continue working, and actually we're continue working more efficiently. We're working lean, but we're working more efficiently. So thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Mary, for all the paperwork and all the paperwork that's required, and everything, and all staff. So I will now entertain a motion. Actually, I will now open the floor to council members for any questions or concerns. Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Maria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, no questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. If not, I will now entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those
Aye.
against? Motion carries. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor,
I move to approve and adopt resolution number 2128.
second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, council. We're going to go ahead and go item number 6E, discussion and possible action on matters regarding resolution 2129, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of San Luis, Arizona, the county of Yuma, committing local funds as leverage for fiscal year 2020 community development block grant, state special project, CDBG, SSP application. Jenny Torres.
I'm sorry, if you don't mind, I'll speak to that. This is Mary.
Oh, please, Mary, please do proceed.
This has been budgeted for the next fiscal year. And because this year SSP had $500,000 available, that's where our match became a little bit more significant.
Uh-huh.
And this is the leverage part. This is the part of the application that really advances our project to the forefront with the Department of Housing. And I'll answer any questions. There is a sheet that was prepared by our engineer, James Davey and Associates. And as you can see, it's just rounded up a little bit.
Okay. I have no questions. This is actually something that needs to happen in order, they go hand in hand. So no, I have no questions or concerns. Thank you, Mary. And I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to council. Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
None, Mayor.
Councilwoman Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, not at this moment.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, any questions or concerns?
None, sir.
Thank you. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
No, sir.
If there's more questions or concerns, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 2129 as presented, committing city funds community development block grant state special projects application as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. We're going to go ahead and go with item number 6F, public hearing followed by discussion and possible action in all matters regarding rezoning case number 2020-068 and the ordinance number 398, an ordinance of the Mayor, City Council, City of San Luis, Arizona, amending the official zoning map of the City of San Luis by changing the zoning classification of 18.4 acres from light industry, LI or L1 to medium density residential R1-6 for property located on the southeast corner of Avenue E&a-half and County 24th Street. I will now entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Jose Guzman, Director of Planning and Zoning, you will be talking about this topic.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. This is a request by Vega & Vega Engineering on behalf of Sun Group Investment Company the owner of 18.44 acres that are looking to rezone from light industrial to medium density residential R16. The property is on the east mesa of the city of San Luis, on the southeast corner of Avenue E&a-half and County 24th Street. The purpose of the rezoning is for the construction of a new residential subdivision to be called Belleza del Desierto Phase 2. This subdivision will be 88 lots, which will be a minimum lot size of 6,000 square feet and one track for water retention. Staff is recommending approval with the condition that the development of the property, its condition payment to the city of the sum of $260 per acre for contribution of the traffic signal of the intersection of County 24th Street and Avenue E.
Okay. Okay, I will now open the floor. Before we proceed, Sonia, did we receive any objections from the public, or did we get any comments,
Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, the city clerk's office has not and did not receive any comments in favor of or against this application or request.
Thank you. I will now open the floor to any questions or concerns. It's something that I believe we did some time ago, and I think that's something that we agreed and we passed in the past. So, no, thank you for bringing this subject. I believe, Elizabeth, you're online, are you?
Yes, I am. And Eddie Lou is in the same room with me. B&A was unable to make it tonight.
Okay. So tell me about this project. How's that going, or how's it look, especially now? I know it's difficult, but I think it's something that needed to occur. And so tell us a little bit about the project.
We're excited about it. It will be just south of the current subdivision that we're, right now that the improvements are being put in. So this will be another 88 lots. And we feel that we're going to have, that will be sold out, soon after we open up.
I know for a fact that people are already asking, when are you going to start building? So with your track record and the homes you built in the past, I expect your lots to be sold out pretty soon. But there's just people asking. There's people that just yesterday, two people actually made contact with me. It's like, do you know of a home, or do you know where I can buy a home? And these people were from out of town. One was, I believe, from California, and the other was from Yuma. And so I know there's people always looking for homes. And thank you for putting this effort. And if there's some more comments, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to council members if they have any questions or concerns. Elizabeth, thank you, and please thank Eddie Lou. I know he's there. I really thank you for continuing support to the city of San Luis.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Thank you. Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
No, I just wanted to make a comment. Thank you, Elizabeth, and to everyone on your team working on this project. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, just thank you, Elizabeth and Mr. Lou, for all they done for these projects that we have done. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor, thank you for this project, to Mr. Eddie Lou and Elizabeth for helping out. I know it's a great project for San Luis, Arizona. We really need it. We need to give those chances to other investors here too. Thank you.
I agree with you. Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, questions or concerns?
No, sir. Look forward to a new subdivision.
Yes, we do. Thank you. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco?
No, sir, no questions.
Thank you. If there's no questions or concerns, I'm gonna go ahead and entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
There's the motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve reading of ordinance number 397 by title only.
Second.
There is a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Mayor, if I may, it's ordinance number 398.
For clarification, it's ordinance number 398. I will now entertain to repeat the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Sonia?
Ordinance number 398, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of San Luis, Arizona, amending the official zoning map of the City of San Luis by changing the zoning classification of 18.44 acres from light industrial L-I to medium density residential R1-6 for property located on the southeast corner of Avenue E.5 and County 24th Street, repealing any conflicting provisions and providing for severability.
Thank you, Sonia. I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve and adopt ordinance number 398.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Congratulations, Elizabeth and Eddie Lou. Thank you so much for your continued work with the City of San Luis, and thank you for bringing another project to our city. I can't wait to see your homes. I was impressed with your lasting development, and I really thank you. Godspeed, and take care of yourself, please. Stay safe.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Wanted to let you know too that this subdivision will also have natural gas and CenturyLink, which is
Whoa, that's big.
which is
Natural
Yeah.
gas.
yeah, which is big in this area. So we're excited about that.
Oh,
And Belize number one will also have it.
oh, sheesh. It's great. That's great news. Natural gas and CenturyLink finally.
Yeah.
And so, oh boy. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. That's great news. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be a big selling point for you guys. I congratulate you because it probably took some work and some dealing with. So no, thank you. Thank you so much, Eddie Lou. Thank you. Have a great evening. Please stay safe, please. And
You too.
thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna go ahead and go with summary of current events by mayor, city council members, and or city manager pursuant to ARS 38-431.02. As you guys are aware, the state is currently going through it's called the testing blitz by the governor. There's going to be over 250,000 tests performed throughout the state. The tests have been performed in Yuma, through Sunset, through San Luis Walk-in Clinic, through the hospital, and so they're being tested. So as you're aware, once you start testing those high numbers, you're going to start seeing a lot more positives. And people were wondering, well, we've been having such a short numbers, and well, this was what was expected. When you start testing the masses, when you start doing a lot of testing, you're going to start seeing the prevalence of the COVID-19 in our community. Obviously, we've seen it grow and double like almost in a day, and those numbers are frightening. And the thing is, we were aware that these numbers were out there, and now these were people that were tested and actually were not going to the hospital, were not going to their doctors. These were actually people that thought they might have it, or actually people that actually they just wanted to have it done. As of right now, as of this evening, there are 283 cases, confirmed cases in Yuma County. Out of those 283, there's 54 residents that have our zip code, our postal zip code. So that means out of those 54, out of those 283, 54 patients are coming from the city of San Luis. So we are not going to give more information than that. It's just the zip code is what's being given. We're not going to give particular names because of HIPAA laws. It's prohibited. We need to protect our patients also. So this is just a reminder that COVID-19, for those non-believers out there, that think this was made up or this is the federal government making this up. These are the numbers. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people who are getting infected, close to between 40 and 44%, are people between the ages of 20 and 44. These are the younger populations that are getting infected. Could it be because they're the ones that are not protecting themselves, or could it be that once they're doubting that this is true? That's a question a lot of people are asking. I myself am asking. The vast majority of patients are between that age group. So if you're in that age group, think twice about what you're doing. Wear a mask. Something as simple as wearing a mask creates a barrier. It will not protect you 100%, but it creates a barrier for it to be more difficult for you to be exposed. Now, as of this Friday, the governor is lifting his stay-at-home executive order. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean that everyone's free to roam to go back to normal as usual. No, normal as usual has changed. COVID has changed that. There are some recommendations recommended by the CDC. I will emphasize that the city of San Luis will not open its facilities. The pool will remain closed. Parks will remain closed. Parks and Recs will remain closed. We will be continuous. Our fire and police will continue working on the phase 3, phase 4 plan to protect our first responders. As of right now, we will reevaluate the whole situation at the end of May. And fortunately, what I've been receiving some phone calls from our local owners of businesses, from some certain restaurants, from certain small retailers, that they will not open their doors because they felt that we're not ready. It's divided. The vast majority of comments that I've been reading on social media is that we're not ready. Why are we opening now? Unfortunately, there's certain parts of, well, fortunately enough, there are parts of Arizona where they've already peaked. And the thing is, they're going on the slow slope. But as you look at our numbers are increasing dramatically. In a period of 3 weeks or 2 weeks, they have increased, doubled, or some of them have tripled. And so that in itself should bring you to, if you have not been preparing, or if you have not been wearing your mask, you're exposing yourself, you're exposing your family, you're exposing your loved ones. Okay, so the best thing you can do, since the governor is rescinding his stay-at-home order, I am recommending we continue. If you can stay home, stay home. Follow those guidelines. And the thing is, I keep going to the post office, and half of the people going to the post office are not wearing any form of barrier. They're just going same old something. I'm seeing the same thing at Walmart. And the thing is, I'm seeing that half of the people are wearing masks and the other half are not. So for those people who are not wearing masks, I mean, do you feel that you're invincible, that you're not vulnerable to this virus? Or do you feel this is a fabrication by the federal government, by local or state agencies? Look at the numbers. The numbers are there. And the thing is, I wish someone would actually, a patient should actually take a video of themselves, see how much they struggle to breathe when they have COVID. Not everyone needs to go to the hospital. Let me be very clear. 80 to 90% of the people will not need to go to the hospital. For that 10%, the 10% that actually go to the hospital, it's because you're seriously ill. And it's happening. And now I believe the CDC in the next couple of hours, they're going to be new warnings out there that kids, people that assume. I keep seeing a lot of parents who have they cover their mouths, they're wearing their masks, but their kids are not wearing any form of protection. Well, the CDC will be coming out with a warning to parents that there is a virus, that the virus is affecting kids in a different way. So it's very important that the people are aware that children are also vulnerable to COVID-19, but in a different way. And so there is a possibility things might get very complicated for your child. So it's very important when you think about your safety, when you think about your child also, it's very important. Everyone, trust me, should actually be following social guidelines, social distancing, washing their hands. Wash your hands, very important. Okay, and for those people who want to open their business, make sure you have the proper equipment for your employees. Make sure that you guarantee a safe environment for your employees first and foremost, and then actually make sure that the customers feel safe in your establishment. It's very important. The other thing is we're going to start seeing positives in different retail stores. It's something we cannot avoid. And the thing is, for those owners of these establishments, it is a good idea to be very, very prompt and tell the public, this is what's going on. We have a positive COVID patient. We are disinfecting. We are doing these measures. There's absolutely no reason why you have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to tell the people, oh, by the way, we had a positive. Okay, so people are concerned. If you really care about your customers, if you really want your customers to go to your facility, let's be truthful about it, okay? There's something wrong. The thing is, COVID is very contagious, and we are eventually, a lot of us are going to be exposed, but we want to minimize the number that get exposed at one time. So it's very important for the owners of the business. And the thing is, let's be truthful. Let's be transparent and give all that information out as immediately as possible. But let's make sure you also have a contingency plan just in case it does. So for those people, for those businesses who will continue to be closed, we will continue supporting you. We will not force you. We will not force you to open until you feel safe, until you find the proper equipment, the face masks, the gas, the hand sanitizers. Until you feel safe, you can open. I will support that. So that's why, as of late part of this month, we're going to reassess the whole situation, and we're going to gradually open. We are going to gradually open the city, but at a much lower pace. We care we need to continue offering the best quality, the best service to our customers. And if you all heard today, this evening, that we have a positive employee at the police department. Okay, so this is what's happening as of right now. They're still disinfecting. They're still cleaning the area up. Those people who were exposed or possibly exposed will be tested. So just to assure our public that our police department, our fire department will continue providing the same quality and service that they're providing. They have been providing, and so they will be using their PPEs as directed. And so I just want to assure the customers that we are doing everything in our power. It was bound to happen. We have set plans, but it was bound to happen. The thing is, there's something about there's a difference between this virus and influenza, and everyone keeps comparing it to influenza. Well, this happens to be a little bit more contagious, and we don't have a cure for this. So I just want to assure that for those people, thank you for making a difference. For when everyone stayed home, our numbers were kept low, and the thing is, it was working. Now that the state is opening, this would change the whole thing. But I keep telling our residents, if you can stay home is the best thing you can do. And so we will continue working, we will continue helping, and we're doing our efforts. And another shout out to the legacy of Cesar Chavez Group and everyone who actually made a big difference. This morning, I was at an event where the group participated. We actually gave to Yuma Regional Medical Center 5,000 homemade masks. 5,000, that's a big number. And so I saw them, and they were beautiful. And the thing is, I thank you for those people, for the family members, for everyone in our community, including those across the border over in Mexico who donated their time and effort and actually the material. So this was everyone united and together we're making a difference. And the whole thing is we want to make sure that we protect our one of our most valued resources, which is Yuma Regional Medical Center. When you get sick, if something happens to you, where are you going to go? You're going to go to the hospital. So we need to protect our first responders, our physicians, our nurses, our NPs, PAs, all the techs, all the custodians, all security guards, and people who work at the cafeteria who feed our first responders. Thank you so much for everything you do, and thank you. And it was just a small gesture. I thank everyone who participated, and I believe the goal is for 10,000 masks. So the campaign still continues, and I just want to say gracias, thank you for everything you do and for making a difference. This is how we show the rest of our community that united we can make a difference. And so gracias, thank you so much, and I wish I can give you all a hug, but we can't right now. So, but eventually we will. So gracias and thank you, and you have a good night. I will now open the floor. Sorry guys, I needed to say these comments. So,
Mayor,
please,
can I make a comment about the coronavirus too?
Please, please.
Okay, I wish I could be, very optimistic, but I'm sorry. I don't foresee any relief in the future. I went to the store today, and I noticed that some of the store employees not wearing the proper PPEs. And that makes me feel very, secure and uncomfortable. And I don't see any relief in the future. And those numbers, they're going up. What happened in Germany when they tried to, the reopening businesses, I mean, showing some spikes again. As soon as they start, they reopen the places. I mean, they're showing some spikes on the infection. So I don't know. I'm very very concerned. You know, but I mean, if it governors, I mean, wants to, I mean, opening business, if we open the business, well, we'll do what what the government says. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Ponce, and I agree with you. And the numbers don't look good. When I see people not wearing their masks, when I see people not wearing their masks and their employees, it really does not make me feel comfortable. And the thing is, the owner has the responsibility to actually make your customers feel comfortable wanting to go to your establishment. So it's up to the responsibility to the owners to actually set the trend, make sure that your employees feel safe. Because if they get sick, you will hurt. People don't understand that. Yes, people need to go work. I understand that, but the thing is, at what cost? People say, well, people are going to pass away. That's not acceptable. And the thing is, now, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is what I don't understand. How, in New York, I mean, people, I mean, they're in the street, I'm not wearing a face mask, and they can be either arrested or they're fined. Why can't we do it here?
It's a different state. It's a different state, and we're governed by, I mean, we can do it. We can try to. We're actually looking at all the possible legal ramifications, but it was very very defined in the executive order, which actually is will be overdue on Friday. But there's certain restrictions that local government can do. New York State, there's a different set of laws and ordinance that govern them, and so they have certain abilities that we don't. So we looked at that. We're constantly looking at that. But then again, that means more enforcement. Then again, we only have 39 police officers. I believe that was the number, 39 officers for a complete city of 36,000. We are lacking 14. Just to remind everyone about the vote you decided to vote to fund our police officers. That's a big question. People are always asking for a police officer. Where are they? Well, we have a certain number. And the thing is, to enforce these things, we need police officers. And the thing is, we need to be very careful, be very selective. If you break the law, you will be arrested, you will be prosecuted. But the thing is, we need to be very careful. Now, there's a lot of people, for example, we will still be breaking gatherings of more than 10. That restriction is still on. But we are looking at the what are legal options to enforce such law. My question to legal eventually, that you don't have to answer now, Kate, but we're going to go into it. What legally can the city do? So we're looking at that. One thing that we do have power is our facilities. Parks, we control parks. We control Parks and Recs. We control the Avitas. We control the pool. And I think it's something that will remain closed until we need to make sure we want to minimize exposure. Eventually, they will open. But we are going to reevaluate. Like I said, we're going to look at the number of testing being done. We're going to look at the number of positives and where exactly it's coming from. So those are the things that according to the reason why they're opening the state, because there's a downtrend. It's downtrend in Maricopa maybe, but not in Yuma County. And the thing is, we knew the numbers were going to go up. So I myself don't feel comfortable opening the city up at this point in time. So I made it very clear, and I'm making it clear right now. And the thing is, we really care about safety of our residents. We're San Luis, Arizona, with 36,000 in between San Luis de Colorado, which is over 250,000. We have another 180,000 in Yuma. So right in the middle. There's 8 million people that cross this border every year. And the thing is, so we're caught right in the middle. And the other thing is that there's why do our residents, or for those essential workers, have to wait more than 5 hours in line? Now, for example, I received a phone call today. They waited in the pedestrian area for almost 2 hours. And the thing is, okay, so we want to minimize exposure. I know we need to protect our CBP officers, but if you let a person stay there for an hour and a half and continues to be exposed to a positive patient, it's not helping everyone. So if you move everything faster, less exposure time, and guess what? We're going to be less exposed. So there's something that needs to be done. Unfortunately, we don't have the authority. It's a federal government, but it's getting to the point where you have to wait. It is probably easier for you to go to Tijuana and back, and you actually cross faster in a vehicle. So it's one of those comments that I'm seeing. 300 minutes, more than 300 minutes is just not acceptable. There's actually no reason why someone should make line at 12 o'clock at night so they can cross at 6 o'clock in the morning. So any way you put it. And the thing is, for you to tell me that it's only because they're crossing because they're non-essential, we're not identifying our non-essentials. Maybe we need to start a lane specifically for essential workers so they can cross, because it's beginning to become an issue. And so it's not helping. So I'm asking for CBP and their assistance. I will be talking to our state and local and Arizona delegation, because something needs to be done. Okay? Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure everyone understood where I stand for. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
I just wanted to make a comment, Mayor, actually too. I just want to congratulate Planning and Zoning, because they applied for a grant, the Rapid Response Grant through the National League of Cities. And the city was awarded $15,000 for efforts to make sure every resident of San Luis is counted. So congratulations to Mr. Velez and Mr. De La Hoya and Planning and Zoning team for making this possible. Our response rate is as a very low it's at 8.2. I believe it's the lowest in the county. So that's depressing news for me, but hopefully with this extra funding, we can do something to get that percentage up. And I also wanted to thank everyone who participated in the National Day of Prayer, from Mayor to Africa, Matias, Tadeo, Araceli, and all the pastors and spiritual leaders that prayed for our city. That is something that I thought was not going to be able to happen because of the COVID stay-at-home order. But I want to thank, of course, oh my goodness, I went blank. Sosa and oh my goodness, our PIO.
Francia.
Our PIO that works extensive hours, and I can't believe her name just slipped. They reached out and they made it happen. So thank you so much.
I would like to thank Francia. Francia, thank you for everything you do. Tadeo, Jose Luis. I call you at odd hours. I wake you up in the morning. I call you late at night, and you're always there, ready to post, ready to do everything. And I believe I called you regarding, Francia, I called you yesterday regarding the whole giving, the donation of the mask, and everything was done perfectly. So thank you, Francia. Thank you, Jose Luis. Thank you, Tadeo, and thank you for staff for actually making it happen. So for those custodians, thank you for the sanitation work that you've done. Thank you for stepping up to the plate, and I really for making a difference. Thank you, PD. Thank you for fire. Thank you, wastewater. Thank you, everyone. Our special thanks to our Parks and Recs. People don't, everyone looks at everyone else, but Parks and Recs, thank you for doing the great job you're doing. So gracias on behalf of the city. Financing, thank you so much. Everyone, including council, gracias for everything you do. And I know we've had, as I mentioned earlier, we had a lot of special meetings. We will continue having a lot of special meetings. I know it gets tiring sometimes, but thank you. Thank you for being the brave people that you are and making the right decisions for our city. Gracias. Councilmember Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns or comments?
No, Mayor. No questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Matias Rosales, questions, concerns, comments?
No, sir.
Oh, by the way, Matias, I did notice that you shaved. Hey, you look good. There you go. Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Thank you. Well, if not, first and foremost, I'll do thank. Yes, Tadeo.
Just to chime in on a bit on the Vice Mayor's comment about the census. San Luis is as of right now at 8.3% response. Somerton is at 21.8%. Welton is at 28%, and Yuma is at 48.6% response rate. With that being said, yesterday we started the Todos Contamos sweepstakes that will end on July 30th at 5 p.m. People need to send us proof of their census submission. Part of the prizes include 2 Apple iPads, 2 50-inch LED TVs, a 65-inch LED TV, an Apple Watch, 1 pair of the latest AirPods with a charging case, propane gas screw, an outdoor patio dining set, and a Yeti Tundra 35 can heart cooler. Also, that was with the money, of course, that the city has invested in the program. And we're also gonna include in those sweepstakes 2 Astro Gaming A40 headsets sponsored by Ramirez Advisors International and Realty One Group Gateway, Matias Rosales. So I wanted to mention that. And we are also, press release will go out shortly since there will be no graduation ceremonies for our class of 2020. We're gonna be highlighting them through our social media platforms. And that will start this Friday and it will end on May the 29th.
Perfect. Thank you, Tadeo. Thank you for that gesture. I know they needed to be recognized. So proud of our graduation class, both high school and I believe there's even also some graduating from the different universities. It's sad that they don't have their ceremony. The ceremony is something so special when you go through it, and so it's unfortunate. But I'm so proud of our kids, our high school students, our junior high students who are going into high school, our college students. So thank you so much for everything, your hard work. We will not forget the hard work you've done. And so thank you, staff, thank you, fire, for that gesture. And as you know, 8.2 participation rate. We were not proud of the participation rate of 8.2%. We really, when we talk about the number of police officers, when we talk about what we have, what services we had, when we talk about we only have 1 police station, we only have 1 fire station, that tells you volumes. If the 8.2% participation in the census tells you something, we can't justify having more police officers. We can't justify having another substation. So it's up to you, San Luis. This is on you. You cannot blame the city. You cannot blame me. It's up to you. The census is done every 10 years. I know the whole COVID situation is something very stressful, but it takes me 5 minutes to finish. 5 minutes can make a difference. So please, I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for what can you do for the city? It's just complete your census, please. Thank you. If there's no more comments or concerns, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor.
Who's making that noise?
Mayor, before we adjourn, Ralph Ellis alerted us to an issue with 5C. If we could revisit 5C on the agenda.
Okay, before we ask for a motion to adjourn, 5C on the agenda, yes, for clarification, yes, please.
So although the motion was legal, Ralph alerted us that the work before the contingency would alert the auditors. And so we need yet another motion on that item.
Okay. Can we, for point of clarification, okay, so can we, even though we just approved, can we amend it? Can we actually add something to it since we are talking about it tonight?
Yes. I think it would be cleaner to rescind the motion and just do a new one.
Okay, do you have that motion with you?
Yes. So.
Okay, let me go back and rescind that motion before we proceed. Council members, we're gonna go into item number 5C. As you are aware, point of legal clarification, there appears to be a clerical error, and we wanna make sure we do, or procedure error, we wanna make sure that we do the right thing. So at this point in time, I will now entertain a motion to rescind item number 5C as stated and passed before in a couple of minutes ago. I will now entertain a motion to rescind that vote.
So move, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those, good, thank you. All those against? Motion carries. Okay, the 5C has been rescinded. Okay, so could you give us the right motion to vote on, please?
I move to approve change order number 1 in the amount of $57,189.51 for a net amount of $32,266.46 after contingency deductions. So what Ralph, that's the motion, but I wanted to explain a little bit what Ralph brought our attention to is that council needs to approve change orders even though there was a contingency amount in the original contract, that even when there's a cushion approved, the auditors like to see that the council actually approved the change order to explain the cushion. So that's why the first part of the motion is the full amount of the change order, and then an explanation that the increase was at $32,266.46. I don't know if you're following me this late at night. I had to have Ralph explain it to me 3 times.
Okay, so could you give us the original contract sum was $523,384.05. The modified contract sum was $555,650.51. And so do we have to vote on each individual change?
No, just the change order number 1 for $57,189.51 was how much the total amount was, and then the net amount after deducting the contingency deductions was the $32,266.46, which was the original motion.
Okay, could you read the original? So actually, could you read the updated version? I understand what you're trying to say, but I want to make sure we pass the correct thing. We make sure we follow the right steps. So could you please read the motion?
So we need to do that contingency deductions, correct, to the motion?
I'm sorry, council member, I didn't hear the full question.
All we're doing is adding the verbiage after contingency deduction to the motion.
Yes, and including the total amount of the change order.
Right, which is $32,266.46. So the original motion plus that last phrase.
Well, the auditors want to see that the total amount of the change order is there, approved, which was $57,189.51.
Okay.
And then also understand that contract amount. Yeah, the contract amount is for that amount. And then after the deduction, the increase is only $32,266. So I'll read the motion again. Is everybody does anybody have any questions?
It's a little confusing, Kate, but please read the motion.
Okay.
We both understand that changes need to be occurred. For example, it will cost us a little bit more, so we're making a difference. That we understand. So please read the motion and with the exact number and figures, so we can just go ahead and approve it, please.
Okay, IT wants to type it up for you, but again, I move to approve change order number 1 in the amount of $57,189.51 for the net amount of $32,266.46 after contingency deductions. 266. No. 2.
Oh my God.
That's $32.
You want me to read this? Mayor, if you don't mind, let me read this to you. I think it'll clarify. This is what's stated in the change order. Is the $57,189.51 amount will be deducted from the original bid contingency amount of $24,923.05, and the difference apply as a change order to the contract.
Okay, that makes sense. It's easier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's some more questions from council, because I'm going to go ahead and ask each individual council member if they have a question or doubt, and then we're going to go ahead and go with the motion. Okay. So, Councilmember Ponce, any questions or concerns?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Gloria Torres, any questions or concerns?
No, Mayor.
Councilmember Buchanan, any questions or concerns?
Yes, do we finally have it right?
I believe so. Thank you, Councilmember Buchanan. Yes, we have it right. Councilmember Matias Rosales, questions or concerns?
None, sir.
Okay, Councilwoman Africa Luna Carrasco, any questions or concerns?
Just a comment, Mayor, that it is my, I guess, recommendation that staff and legal double check their agenda items and make sure that when they present stuff to us like this, they have it down before we vote on something that can come back and bite us.
Yes, my apologies, council member. Ralph was texting and calling me and during the meeting, so I apologize for that. We'll do better.
So noted. Thank you, Councilmember Africa Carrasco, for that comment. And sure enough, please, staff, let's make sure. And so with that said, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve change order number 1 in the amount of $57,189.51 for the net amount of $32,246.46 after the contingency deductions.
All right, there is a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion, there's a floor, there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Kay, for point of clarification, are we all set with item number 5C?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Ralph, do you see that, no problems with that, Ralph?
Yes, sir, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Jenny, any problems? Any problems, Jenny?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, council. I will now, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn, unless someone has other topics.
Oh, Mayor, I just wanted to congratulate Matias Rosales. He is the #1 realtor in this region. And there's other number top sellers. He said, I think he is top Latino agents, top 10 in the Latino agents also. So congratulations, Matias.
Hey, good job, Matias. There's a reason you changed, hombre. That's good. You look good, man. You look young. Good job. Gracias.
I just need a haircut now. Thank you, Maria, for that. Let me turn off my camera so you're making me blush now. So.
Hey, great job, Matias. So proud of you. So proud of our city of San Luis and those accomplishments. And gracias. Thank you, council. Thank you for the time and effort you guys put in there. People don't realize the time and effort it's dedicated to being a council member. So gracias and thank you for the hard work. Staff, thank you. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Have a good night. Buenas noches, everyone. God bless. Please stay safe. Stay safe.